Write that in.
And there it is, Heather. It's our magic hour.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome,
Let's do it.
everybody, to our culinary medicine class this evening. We're so excited to have you here. As Allison mentioned earlier, for those of you who are on, your microphones have been muted. We do encourage you to engage with us in the chat. So we do invite questions or comments. Love to hear if you've somebody who's attended multiple classes, if you're trying out some of the recipes, we always appreciate your feedback as well. So just some guidelines here on the screen if you need to navigate where those icons are, where you find the chat and those types of things. I think most of that has been done for you, so you shouldn't have to do too much. And by way of introduction, these are the team that's with you this evening. So we've got the amazing Chef Alyssa Moreau. So she's over there waving on the screen. We will highlight her in just a moment, so don't worry, you get to see her. But she's a personal chef with over 25 years of experience. We're so grateful because she just has a way of combining good flavors and good nutrition and focused on healthy, vegetarian, whole food, plant-based meals. So yeah, she's the one that's making it all look and taste good. We've
Thank
got
you.
Allison over there on the Big Island and myself here on Maui.
Hello.
So we are well represented across the islands. And her and I are wellness coaches. We teach several of the classes here at Kaiser. So maybe you've been with us in another class, but we're happy to have you here with us this evening as well. As we get into this, we might be wondering, well, what's so special, right, about this whole food plant-based diet to begin with? Why should I move in this direction? And there really is a lot to get excited about, and more research is coming out all the time that reinforces this. So not only can this diet significantly cut your carbon footprint in half, but it's also the only eating style that's scientifically proven to prevent and reverse chronic diseases such as type 2 diabetes and coronary artery disease. That's a big deal in today's world to have a claim of preventing and reversing disease and really using food as medicine. So what does a whole food plant-based diet look like? Well, it really celebrates food in its most natural form, closest to the way that it was grown. I always say the way that our ancestors would recognize food, right? They wouldn't recognize a bag of Cheetos necessarily, but they might recognize what's growing in your garden. So we're talking about fruits, vegetables, whole grains, beans, legumes, lentils, nuts, and seeds. At the same time as we're really adding in those foods, we're also minimizing processed foods. So these are foods that are high in refined sugars, white flours, and animal-derived foods because these foods can create an excess load on our bodies and that can create inflammation and our body's tasked with processing all of that. Now, changing our habits can seem a little daunting at first, that's why we have these phrase up here, which is eat food, not too much, mostly plants, to condense it into a very small, memorable phrase. So that's what we want to do. We want to eat food, not too much, and mostly plants. And most of us grew up knowing that vegetables were good for us, but not always eating so many of them. And a major barrier has been the perception that these foods really don't taste good or they're a chore to eat. And we really hope to shift your mindset around this evening and open you up to a new way of experiencing healthy food because we want to love the food that's going to love us back. And lastly, while we hope today's class plants a seed of curiosity about healthier cooking, you may want to learn more outside of this class. So I'm going to put a link in the chat to a video series that Stanford School of Medicine put together in 2016 called Food and Health. So we strongly encourage you to check this out on your own time. It consists of 17 short videos ranging from 3 to 5 minutes that really gives practical skills and valuable information about why and how we can eat a little bit healthier. And drawing your attention to some of the handouts that we included in your link for class today, one of them is this whole food plant-based healthy plate. And healthy plate is a guideline that shows the types of foods that we want to be eating and the portions of those foods. And one thing you might notice on this plate is that we're really wanting to make half of our plate filled with vegetables. So half of our plate filled with vegetables, a fourth of it is a protein, not necessarily meat, right? We say protein. So that could be plant-based sources such as beans, lentils, or tofu. And then we have our starch. Now, not all starches are created equal, so we want to have starches that are whole grain. So our quinoa, our brown rice, corn tortillas, whole wheat tortillas, things of that nature. Again, we want to get that fiber in. So we want to count the plants on our plate instead of just the calories. And if you are interested in learning more about the healthy plate, we do offer a separate 90-minute virtual class taught by a registered dietitian for members called Get Your Plate in Shape. And I can share more about that at the end of our class time today. But for now, let's turn our attention to the cooking side of this. I'm going to be pulling up each of the recipes that Chef will be preparing, and she can briefly review those ingredients. Again, your email invitation to join the class today also included links to those recipes. So feel free to print those off and save them for yourself, take any notes. And if you need to, we can pull it up again at the end of class. Also want to just acknowledge there might be a range of people attending tonight. Some of you might be here for the very first time and you're just wondering, okay, what is this all about and how do I get some more vegetables on my plate? While others of you may be already exclusively plant-based and really refining that. So it's a bit of a spectrum. And this class is all about supporting you with the knowledge and the resources to move in the direction you choose at the pace that you choose. These recipes that we're sharing are adaptable to your personal tastes and preferences. If you have a question about that on how to adapt something, then put it in the chat and we'll make sure to bring that to the attention of Chef Alyssa and she can speak to it. So like I said, feel free to ask questions as we go along and just congratulate yourself for being here and enjoy watching and learning. And here's just
Let's
a
do it.
reminder of where you
Yeah.
can find access to those recipes in the confirmation email for the class. All right, did I miss anything else and we got it all in?
No, let's get the recipe up so we can get chef cooking.
All right, here we go. Here's the first one. So we have a marinade
Okay,
for some tofu.
right. So this is a really simple dish, and I wanted to start it off, show you how to do it, put it in the oven, and hopefully it'll be ready for the end of the class. Starting with some extra firm tofu, and you can just combine all these ingredients: tamari, apple cider vinegar, maple syrup, olive oil, smoked paprika in just a little jar, shake it up, and then baste it on. I'm going to show you how to cut the tofu and how to lay it down and baste it, and then you're good to go. You can let it sit as long as you want, or you can also bake it off just if you don't have a lot of time to let it sit and marinate.
Okay, great. And then we've got some falafels.
Yeah, so we're going to have some baked falafels today, and we're going to process some chickpeas to get them kind of soft. And we're going to add in the rest of the ingredients. And so then we've got some sesame seeds, some parsley, some cumin, some garlic, and a little bit of cayenne and lemon juice and salt. We're going to mix that all together. And then we're going to use this ice cream. Well, I call it an ice cream scoop, but the little scooper. Or you can use a tablespoon, but we will over here, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
anyways, we
We're
will,
going to have it
I'll
on
show
the
you how to
screen in a
use
minute.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrong screen. And then we're going to make a tzatziki sauce, which is going to be, today we're going to showcase a non-dairy yogurt. And we're going to put that together, and that can be put onto the baked falafels.
And beautiful. Can't wait for that one. And last
Yeah.
but not least, we've got our
Yes.
chickpea save the tuna salad.
Yeah, so we have, this is one that we have done several times. It's just so nice and easy to make, and it's so fulfilling, and it's a wonderful thing to have at lunch. I really enjoy it in like soft lettuce leaf and eat it like that, like a taco shell, munch on it. You can also have like cucumber, make some cucumber dippers, carrot, celery stick, or put it inside some bread and just have a wonderful sandwich. So we're going to showcase how to make that again, nice and easy today.
All right.
Let's do
I will
it.
bring
I'm
that part
excited.
down. Thanks, Allison, for putting those in the chat. And now
Yeah.
we've got, you guys should all see Chef Alyssa's screen highlighted now. You should see the block of tofu on there,
Yeah.
and we'll pass it over to you.
Okay, so I just wanted to show you first off that if for any reason you shop at Costco, they now carry this extra firm tofu. Instead of just the firm, they have this extra firm, which is great for this recipe. You get a 4-pack in a box, and I got this week, and it's good till December 11th, 2025. So, you might think that 4 boxes of tofu, might go bad, but just they do have a nice long shelf life. So that might be
And
something to consider. Come.
I was just going to say, and be mindful. Like I sent my husband to go Costco and told him to get the tofu, but he ended up getting the soft tofu. So if you're not the one doing the shopping, do specify which firmness of tofu that you want. So that's good to know. They have an extra firm one now.
They have an extra firm,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure because, well, I'm not sure if they still have now there's 3 choices. So that's something to just have a look. But I wanted to show you the package. So what I did is I opened it a couple hours ago. I put it on a fine mesh strainer. And if it was the medium or the soft, there'd be a lot more liquid, but there is maybe less than a tablespoon that is drained out of this. So that's kind of fun. It's nice and easy to work with. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to take this and put it on the cutting board and show you how I cut it into pieces. So I tend to just do, just for making things consistent, I tend to cut the block of tofu in half. And then I cut this block of tofu in half. And then I cut each block of tofu in half.
We like things that make it easier and
Right,
even.
if
Really
just for also easy,
consistent.
and then right, and then at this point, you can cut it in half, and you can do it again if you want cubes. I'm actually going to do it like this, like little bite size. Well, they're not bite size, but they're squares. So that's my vision today, is I'm going to have these squares, and I am going to transfer them. Move this a little bit onto a parchment paper lined baking sheet.
That is a good tip for cutting because mine do tend to
Right?
be kind of
Mm.
mix match
Right?
sometimes. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you demonstrated that. Yep.
Oh, it's just kind of an easy way to have a little bit of uniformity. So, okay, so excuse me, I have like an old mason jar. I love jars. I save jars. So I put the marinade, which is again, and what I love about this too is like mostly tablespoons. So it's 2 tablespoons of tamari or shoyu, 1 tablespoon apple cider vinegar, but it could be, if you have rice vinegar, you could use rice vinegar. 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. You could use agave, you could use honey, it could be another sweetener, liquid sweetener, and 1 tablespoon olive oil, and then smoked paprika. And if you don't have smoked paprika, you could substitute with some mustard. That's another way you could kind of change it out, the flavor on this. But smoked paprika just really kind of gives this a nice added dimension. And I've been practicing this all week. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed it. And what I had was I was doing something where I had some extra, I mashed a garlic. And so I thought, okay, I've got this extra garlic, I'm plop it in here. So I now have been putting just a smashed garlic in here. So that's just another option. If you want to smash garlic and plop it in there, then it'll just infuse a little bit of garlicky flavor. So you can see that this is a fun marinade that you can use what you have in the house. And that paprika just is really a nice added flavor. And if you get paprika, smoked paprika, I recommend keeping it in the fridge because paprika and I call it the red spices like cayenne, chili pepper flakes that you use on pizza, regular paprika, they all tend to kind of lose their flavor if you keep them in the cupboard, just in Hawaii's heat.
Oh, I did not know that. I usually kept like my
Yeah,
garlic salts or some of those that tend to,
clump.
chunk together. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you don't do that, but I never thought about the red spices. So
Yeah. So
I
I
thanks
also
know,
for the
good
do
tip.
tip.
like, yeah, I use dill. I put my dill in the fridge. My girlfriend has this little label, chill the dill. Chill the dill. Um, so yeah, I chill my dill and I do something like poppy seeds because they can get rancid real easy. So I have just like two little trays of just specifically some spices.
Kind of good to
Okay.
know. I always have my red pepper flakes and salt all next to where I'm cooking. And
Mm-hmm.
so I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. I'm going to do
Yeah.
that as
Me
soon as we're
too.
off. Yeah,
Okay.
great tip.
So I'm just going to start with one side because that's really nice and kind of it'll just absorb in. And then after 15 minutes, we'll pull it out and see what it looks like. Okay, we'll turn it over and add some more nice flavorful marinade. Okay.
Mm,
All right,
okay.
Again, the other
fantastic.
option you can do, which I did this week, is you can do this like an hour before and just have it sitting, and then it'll just, tofu is like a wonderful absorbs all kinds of flavors, It's like a blank palette. So,
Mm.
you can't really hurt it.
Love
Okay, so
that.
I'm good. Any questions? I'm
Go.
gonna
Okay.
put this in the oven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
You guys, please feel free to chat in questions. As she was doing that and said palette, I was laughing as I'm thinking, oh, with her paintbrush, I feel like it's watercoloring with a little shoyu. I like it.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And I just love experimenting with different marinades on the tofu.
Hmm.
Like she was saying, it's kind of this blank slate, and you can add whatever flavor profile you want into it. So it's really fun to experiment with.
Yeah. So, okay, so I'm just gonna move this over here back into my kitchen. We're going to work on the next recipe is our falafels. So I've cooked up I had got some dried beans. I soaked them overnight last night. I put them in the Instant Pot, cooked them 35 minutes. It was wonderful. I have 6 cups of cooked chickpeas, and I'm just thrilled. And one of the things that I've been doing too is sometimes I soak too much. So I soak too much that would fit in an Instant Pot. I soaked them in my pressure cooker, which is bigger. So I transfer the ones that I didn't cook today, my soaked ones, in a Ziploc and put them in the freezer so that when I want to cook my beans again, I've got that one step out of the way. So I've got my soaked, uncooked chickpeas in the freezer. And then I have some cooked chickpeas, an extra 2 cups that I'll use for something else because I've got the 2 cups in both of these recipes here. So that was fun. It's an easy way to get a lot of beans cooked and
Hmm.
have them ready for when you want to use them.
And can you
If you
also
have
use
them.
a canned chickpea too,
Yes,
if you don't have time to do the
yes.
soaking and the pressure cooking? Okay.
Mhm. Great
Yeah.
idea. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I was just kind of showcasing that
Yep.
idea. But yes, canned beans are wonderful. The one thing I find with canned beans lately is that they tend to be, my chickpeas are tend to be kind of hard. So they would work really well in a food processor. These guys just mush really easily. So I can try it
Great.
for
And I
for
think
the
one thing, oh, sorry, I was going to add just for everyone, one thing when you're kind of beginning, look at all those great little dishes, taking the extra time to kind of organize, just like, of course, because she's a chef, she has it all out, but it makes it less chaotic when you're cooking and having all these different things to have them sort of ready to go. It really not only looks good, but makes it a lot easier when you're doing your recipe.
So I've got okay, I'm going to do this way. I've got some chopped garlic. I've got my light sesame seeds. I've got I tend to buy these if you are near like a health market. I tend to buy these in bulk in the natural markets because those ones that come in from the Asian markets in the little bottle, they look a little toasted. They tend to be rancid more often than not. That's just what I find. So this is the light sesame seeds, cumin, a little bit of hot cayenne, and some salt. And then this deal's going to go over here, and some olive oil. So I am going to see how this, I think processing might be better for the patty, but I'll start this off and see. It's a little bit more legwork. Yeah, I'm going to
It
do a
can be
quick,
done. Yeah, but
it
easy to
can be done.
pulse. Yeah, it can be done, but if you have a processor, why not?
Yeah, so I'm just going to do that real quick. You guys give me a minute. It gets all the nice skins processed in. So
Yep, and
I
really
have,
what,
oh, I just
no,
want to
go ahead.
quickly say I have 2 food processors right around the corner here in the kitchen. So depending upon what you might have in your kitchen, sometimes people buy those 2-cup food processors. And then there's like the 7 to 8 cup, there's an 11 cup. So there's different sizes of food processors. So if you have the small one, I was just going to say, do it in like, you know, a couple batches when you process. Don't try and like put it all in, because then sometimes it'll get all pasty at the bottom and then, you know, not process in at the top. So just don't try and fill it, overfill it. Just a thought.
Good point. Good point. And if you don't have a food processor, like she was showing, you could use a potato masher. Sometimes I just use a fork. So whatever you
Yes.
have on hand to mash the chickpeas is the main point. Yeah.
And just like the one of those big salad forks, you know, that come with like serving spoons, you can kind of mash with a big fork too. That's another idea.
And what I love is that I always have all these chickpeas. I buy them canned and I keep thinking I'm going to eat them. And then I get tired of just putting them in my salad, and they're so versatile. And we don't think about all the ways you can use them. It's one of those beans. So I'm so excited that you're doing a couple of recipes. I mean, all of them.
Yeah,
We love the chickpea.
yeah. It's interesting how, I mean, I know it depends upon the individual, but I seem to digest chickpeas really well. It's kind of like go with what your body likes too, you know. Okay, so you can see that's nice and processed. And now I'm going to add in all the rest of the ingredients. So I've got my sesame seeds, and I've got my chopped parsley. I tend to like flat leaf parsley. You can use either. I just find flat leaf is easier to chop. Garlic. Garlic. Cumin. Salt and some cayenne. And I put, if you don't have cayenne or hot, I have several different kinds of like hot chili powders. You can use hot sauce. I'm a big advocate for whatever you have in the house. And I'm going to just really get in there and mix it up. Well, it smells like it smell the cumin.
I know, and Alice and I we were talking about before class had started about how many of us, if you've ever made falafels, have bought the box of it, right, at the store. And it's
Yeah,
halfway
that
done. You just
really
add some water
dry,
and you
chalky
make it.
one.
And then
Yes.
when I
This
looked at
is,
this recipe and I thought, okay, this is not that hard. We can do this. And so I'm just excited to have this recipe now. We can make our
yeah,
own instead of getting the box at the store. Yeah.
right. This is, I just added a little bit of lemon juice, in case you're wondering what I was doing.
And
Okay,
I
at
should
this
take
point,
that back. Yeah, that maybe the ones in the boxes are better now, but it's always better if you can make it from scratch.
yeah. So at this point, you can kind of taste your mix and see how you like it. If you need a more lemony, more garlicky, more salty, more spicy, more cumin, you know, it's just a good time to to a set. Okay, and then I am going to use my scooper that we showed you earlier. And, oh my, I'm gone. Can you see me? Because I looks like I got lost. You okay on the?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep, we can see your bowl.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, no, it was the physical. Okay, so I am going to, I'll move this.
There you go. I added you back in. Sometimes I don't have you spotlighted so we can just look at your food. So
Okay, that's fine.
up to you.
There was a phone call that came through, so I don't know if that did it. Okay. And then at this point, we're going to do this, and then we're going to just lightly flatten it. And
I love the idea of how much you can do with one of these ice cream scoops. I
I
wouldn't have
gotta
thought of
get
it
one
for
of those
this. They are
scoops. I
really,
did.
yeah,
I
they're
should have looked
great.
on Prime Day to see if they had any of these. I didn't think
it's
about
like
that.
what size
Yeah.
to choose, though, you know?
Yeah.
It's such a hard decision if you're just getting the first one.
I wonder if they come in a set, where you're
They
kind of like
probably do.
measuring cups where you get different sizes. You get a couple different ones.
That would help. Yeah, I'm
Get a
going
couple
to.
sizes, Heather. I encourage you to do it.
We know what to get her for Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm just going to flatten them.
You can tell she's a chef because if I tried to do it that way, they wouldn't be all as even. You make them, I mean, you
Well,
make it look so easy. This is why we love doing this class because you
the
make it look
scoop,
doable.
the scoop helps.
Yeah. Wow.
Now you can baste this too when you start and then baste it again. These two are a little bit, they're going to be smaller, but if they're a little bit smaller, what I try and do is make them about the same width, fatness,
Yeah.
so that they bake evenly. So that's kind of where I go if I've got uneven sizes. I'm just going to give this, even though it's just a little.
But I do love, I mean, we often think of falafel as something that has to be like fried, right? This traditional way. And the fact
Yeah.
that you can
Right.
take it and bake it or air fryer, it really makes a
Air
difference.
fry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't try air frying these yet, but that's a great idea. Okay, so I'm going to pop these in the oven for 15 and then we'll make the sauce. Okay.
Yeah. And what I like too is you could easily double this recipe, and you'd
Yes.
have some for meal prep, maybe have some for dinner or something, you have meal prep for the week, or I wonder if you could probably even freeze them.
I was just going to ask Chef that.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be better to make them, cook them and freeze them, or could you save it and freeze it and then
Cook them
make them?
later.
Yeah. We'll have to get that answer from Chef Alyssa.
Oh,
What,
bake it. What?
like if you decided to make more and double the recipe, would it be and freeze it? Would you freeze it before or would you make them and have them cooked and freeze them? And what would you do?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I would
Or
think I
just
would
eat them
make
as
them.
you go?
I
Yeah.
think I would make them and freeze them or keep the batch in the fridge, and then make them throughout the week.
Yeah. They
Mm.
aren't hard to
Um,
make, so better than it
Right,
takes
if
a
you could
I'm
put
not
them
sure
in the,
about freezing the batch.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
that's true. You could always put them in the air fryer if you experiment with that, right? And you could make it real time, have the batch in there and make them. Their air fryer is also really great for reheating as well with a lot
Right.
of foods like that I found.
All right, so the tofu is about to come out, so I might segue and turn them and marinate them and pop them back in. But what I've got here, while that's coming down to the countdown, I wanted to show you, I grated, so the sauce, the coconut tzatziki is 1 cup of cucumber peeled and seeded. And what I did was I got those Japanese cucumbers and peeled it and then I scooped out the seeds and then I grated them on this. I just did a grate and then I got this, and I have it in a fine mesh, fine mesh strainer. And it's been exuding, because cucumbers are juicy, right? It's been exuding a little bit of cucumber juice, which actually looks really good.
I don't think you have to de-seed these, do you? Is that what you said? I'm sorry, I was just looking, or is it just peeled?
Well, it
They
says
don't have
peeled and
many.
seeded. I think
Okay.
it's really subjective on like how seedy is your cucumber, because these guys, let me show you what I got.
That's what I think of with Japanese cucumbers. They're it's just like, I guess you could say with the watermelons, some you can have all the way to no seeds. But
I got that 3-pack. There's a 3-pack that's like from Kamawela. So
yes,
they're the smaller ones.
yes.
Versus I also have one of the big, so it's in comparison, it's skinny.
Pull it
And
towards you. There you go.
yeah, so me.
There you
Yeah,
go.
okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. So this little guy did not have much seeds at all. So I just kind of, just a little scoop through. But I would think these guys you probably would, be
De-seed for
seedier.
sure. Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I've got my cucumber grated. I'm going to combine it with, okay, there's our tofu. I will pit stop. You guys are okay with that?
Absolutely. This is,
okay.
I mean, what I love, look at, we're 35 minutes after we're two meals and two different recipes, and you're going to be prepped for the week. Imagine in 1 hour, you can get 3 things done, a sauce, and have those lunches for the week.
Okay, so this could actually
Wow.
probably bake a little bit more. I had it at 350, but what I'm going to do is flip it and then just let it bake for a while. Okay, so I've got this is my favorite little spatula. I've got this like little spatula that's really important to me because it's good for like small pieces of cake, pieces of tofu that you can flip.
I got to add that one to the list now.
It's a wonderful,
Scoopers
like
and small spatulas.
it's just, I've had like 3 and now I'm down to 1. So I might need to, Complete Kitchen, I don't know, Amazon, get me another one, because I get nervous when I'm down to 1. It's just like so important. All these kitchen tools that you use on a daily basis. Okay, so you can see I'm going to flipping them. Put a little bit more on here and then just like bake them till they get kind of dry and crispy and look like they need to be eaten. So I'm just going to mix the sauce. And the parchment paper is nice because it absorbs everything. I mean, it keeps it from sticking to your sheet pan, which can make for an easier cleanup.
It really doesn't take long, does it, to cook these? It really
No,
goes
and they're
quickly.
just
Yeah.
so nice to munch. You could put them in a sandwich, put them on top of a bowl of rice and, a bowl, and just munch when you're hungry. They're great to just have as a snack.
Well, and again, just an easy way to double the recipe if you wanted to kind of not have to cook. I kind of think about it, I cook a lot on one day, but then I really don't have to cook a lot right during the week. Things are just kind of made and ready, and it can be great time saver. Especially if you bought that 4-pack of tofu at Costco.
Right. Yes.
No
and you want to
reason
use
to
it.
just do it all up. Yeah.
But also, even if you do get one, it really goes a long way. It's amazing how much one block of tofu, how far it'll get you.
Right. And, if your oven's on, why not use it? Make use of that heat and space. Okay. Where were we? We were in a bowl. Okay. Here we go. So
beautiful bunny bowl.
Oh yeah, there we go. They're everywhere. So I got the Coco June. If you folks have heard of that, organic cultured coconut. You could use dairy. If you use dairy, I would probably do like Greek yogurt if you could. But I got a plain. This was actually at Safeway, which was very cool. Because yeah.
Thanks, Heather. I didn't get the picture fast enough. It is amazing. It used to be so hard to find Greek yogurt or different types of yogurt, and they
Right.
really are available everywhere now.
I know. I was just thrilled.
Me too.
So, okay, we got that. And then now what I want to just talk about was I learned, I don't know, a long time ago that if you chop up garlic and then you put salt on top, it softens the garlic. Like if you're mincing, you could press the garlic. It depends upon how chunky you like garlic in your food. Like I'm not like a big like eating raw garlic, big chunk bites kind of person. I like I like the flavor, but some people just love that. So it's kind of for me because I cook for all kinds of people. I kind of think about that, what's going on with them health wise. But if you add the salt, it softens the fibers of the garlic. So that's where I was going with that. And I'm looking for a spoon.
Well, that's good, especially in this case, we're not cooking the garlic, so it will be raw. So probably softening it makes it a little more palatable. Yeah.
Right. So this has been sitting for about an hour. Okay, so I'm going to put all of that garlic in here. Wonderful flavor. And then I've got, so that takes care of the garlic and the salt. And then I have some fresh dill that I cut up. And over here locally, if anybody shops at Foodland, they have like a little R field section and they have these little packages of all different herbs that they sell fresh for like $1.99. So you don't have to get like this big $4 bunch of dill if you're not going to use dill. Like sometimes you buy them, you don't know what to do with it, and then it goes bad and you feel awful because, expensive.
Oh, I wish we
Yada,
had
yada.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
We should bring that up to our other food land if they do it there. Maybe they could do it on our islands.
Yeah. And so I have some fresh lemon that I juiced. So I'm going to add that in. And we're going to put that there and just mix this. And then you've got this great sauce you can top your falafels with or put them in. You were talking about having a pita with a crunchy red slaw and this on the side or inside of it.
It's inside. It was delicious. It's always at my farmer's market. I go crazy over this. And I love tzatziki. I just like the sauce. You can use it in so many things and it just tastes so good.
A good amount right there. Yeah. Sometimes I've seen it where you can add a little bit of cumin. And I've learned just from doing like some Indian cooking that if you toast cumin seeds, they get real fragrant. And any kind of seed, that when you're like mustard seed or whatever, you fennel, and then you grind it like what's this right word, sriracha, how you do sesame seeds, you grind it. But if you grind it, then that just really infuses, it's like making a raita. It infuses a lot of flavor into your yogurt relish side dish, whatever you want to call it. So you could do a little cumin here. You could do a drizzle of olive oil. You could do, if you want a hit of heat, you can do a little bit of cayenne. So just ways that you can tailor it to your taste buds. Just wanted to just add that as an option. And of course, as this sits, the flavors will infuse some more. You can taste it, see if you want more lemon, garlic, salt, all of that. So anybody has any questions? That is our
tzatziki sauce. Yeah. Terrific. Okay. I'm going to give you, we're at the 20 minutes more of class. I know you're putting them all together.
I am.
Giving you a little time.
I'm moving on.
Getting hungry.
We're getting to the 3 more minutes to flip the falafels. but I
That's
will
great.
start into the chickpea salad and then we'll flip in between. Okay?
And what I love about this, we brought it back is it's kind of like how when we were young, might have been tuna fish salad. This is that mock tuna salad that is the go-to when you don't know what you want to have, and it's not hard, and that's why it keeps coming back. This and for me, those tofu burgers, they're just those
Mhm.
go-tos that work. Um, just have it in your toolbox here of good recipes.
And I can just imagine how good her house is starting
I
to smell,
know,
right?
with all the
She got the
different
tofu in
smells.
there, she's got the falafels in there. I just
Yes, she's got the smell of
am
all the
imagining
dill,
how
the
nice that
cumin, the
sounds.
garlic, all these
Yeah.
wonderful smells.
Okay. So I had fun at Safeway today. I was looking for, I was low on relish. Um, and I found, the more I make this recipe, I start playing with it. I won't add fresh dill today just because we added dill to the other recipe. Not that that really matters, but you can add fresh dill here. It's not like you guys are going to eat this all together, but I've started to add dill relish and sweet relish to this recipe. And it's kind of fun that you get. And some people are more dill people, and then
Mhm.
some people are more sweet relish people. I grew up more with the sweet relish. I think, we all have our own backgrounds and taste buds. Um, and then same thing, this calls for mustard, and some people like the yellow mustard, some people like the Dijon, stone ground, so you can plug in whatever you like. Um, and so the basics are onion, and and I've mentioned this before, but one of the ways to get the kind of a strong onion flavor, raw onion flavor, um, out of the dish is you can strain it. So I fill this with water and I strained it in my little handy dandy fine mesh strainer and then put it back in here. So it just kind of cuts a little bit of the bite.
We're getting all
And
sorts of great tips today. I
yeah,
love it.
and I wanted to show you, I got this really cool, because I don't eat a lot of dill pickles and, there's only so much room in the fridge and, I don't know. We all have our dynamics, but I'm like, I don't need a Costco size big jar of dill pickles to take space in my fridge. It'll take me a while to get through. So I found in Safeway, which I've seen these more and more as these little packages, right? So it is, I think it's got 3 pickles in it, but
I've never seen that.
Oh, I've
yeah.
seen them. Pull it back towards you a little more over the
Eh,
chickpeas right there.
Huh.
Perfect.
Okay, so let's see if I go like that,
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
doesn't reflect the light, but it's kosher petite dills. So, I mean, I think the concept is right. You could take this on a picnic or just,
Huh.
if you're gonna, I don't know, like you buy a bag of chips, buy a couple pickles but it was
Yep.
perfect. Yeah. And it was like, I don't know, under $2. So that worked on many levels for me.
Although for some of us who like pickles, when you're saying you need less, we're like, what do you mean? Never a big enough jar for me.
Are they in water in that thing? Is it liquid?
Yeah, there was a little
Oh,
liquid.
huh.
Okay, I
Fantastic.
got the
Never seen it.
falafel.
Okay.
All right, I'm back with the falafels and I'm just gonna pop it on top of here. And my
Fantastic.
spatula that I talked about.
Now, this is
Okay.
what I love, Chef. This is the calmness. If I was trying to make these all at one time, there'd be a lot of anxiety, and you make it just go, look, just flows from the tofu to the falafel to our salad. Perfect.
It's all very orchestrated,
It's very lovely,
and
and you can
harmonized
do it.
together.
Yes, well harmonized. You're making me excited to cook.
Aw, okay. These guys,
It's like
okay. So you
I
can
got the
have them round like traditional falafels, if you don't want them flat. I just figure they're easier to bake. I don't know, bake maybe. I don't know. So I'm just gonna baste them. So this is a nice way to get some good quality olive oil on that you're not, no high heat, It'll give them a little bit of moisture. And then you've got that nice yogurt sauce you're gonna eat it with. And again, I probably would put it in lettuce cups. I just love eating things with lettuce. It's yummy. Okay. All right. So back in they go. And these, I don't think these need, what did I say? Let me just look at the recipe real quick. Additional 10 minutes. Yeah, I don't think they need 15. So I'm going to put it in for 10. Return to our chickpea.
That should be perfect
I
timing. 10
know. Look at
minutes.
that.
Yeah,
She's
she's got
such a
it
good
right down.
chef. She's got it down to the perfect amount of time.
Okay, so I'm going to just quickly pulse. So I've got the mayonnaise, I got veganese, I got my dill pickles, I've got my sweet relish, onion, mustard, and I am a yellow mustard girl, but
Mhm.
I am out. So we have Dijon, parsley, carrots, and sometimes I add the carrots at the end because they can kind of color this more orange, depending upon how, I don't know, how moist your carrots are. And some chopped celery, salt and pepper. And again, if you have any fresh dill, you can add that in. It adds a nice little pop. So I'm going to quickly process this and then we will put it together very, very fast.
Great. I love all these tips. I'm really the red peppers and all of that in the refrigerator, the onions and the water, like the little things that make it easier. Because sometimes you think, oh, I don't like the taste of the onion in it. And if we try something different like that, just try soaking them, see if it takes that extra bite and you get that delicious crunch. So, wow, you did that quickly. Look at
Oh, so
that.
fast. Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, you can get an idea of what I'm looking for. I still
Wow.
want to see some chunks. Again, I've mentioned this I don't know, once or twice, but I used to work at this little co-op. It's no longer in existence in the university area called Cocoa Market. And we had a little deli there and we used to make this and it was always fun because there was different employees that would make it. Everybody liked it, and so they would choose to make the salad for the day. And people would leave it real chunky, more that's kind of my style. And then there was two other girls that used to make this regularly and they used to just process it down to like you couldn't tell that there was any chickpeas in there. So it's interesting, everybody has their own style of how they like things. And that's the fun of making your own food, right? You can.
Everyone likes their textures.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. And again, I am going to put the carrots in last. I don't need this. No, not right now. And it's really just putting in all the ingredients. I tend to, eyeball how much how moist it is. I might want to add a little more mayonnaise, salt and pepper, dill. This is a little wet, so I try and drain my relish so it doesn't make your chickpea salad wet. Excuse me. I did drain it, but it's still a little moist. Then I'm going to add the mayonnaise. But do I have anything I can? Okay, I'll just do this. And I just kind of spread it like that. And then I added my carrots.
I'm hoping everyone's getting really inspired, thinking, oh, I can't wait to make these and bring them to wherever I need to go for my lunch.
Yeah, there you go. That's
Yep.
And then just again taste it, see what you want. You want a little more
Yes.
mayo, more salt, more pepper, more relish. I'm going to just quickly check my oven because I smell something. Not sure what
Yes.
it is. Once had parchment paper burn. That wasn't fun.
I bet. And I love this, you can put this on a salad. I love from Chef, you have showed us how to make our little lettuce sort of wraps with this. You can choose how you want to make
This
this
is
go. Yeah.
still doing well. It's not the parchment, so I just want to make
Mm-hmm.
sure, but I'm gonna let this cook until it looks dry and crispy.
Okay.
So that's going back in.
That's great. We got a 10-minute warning. We got 10 minutes left. I think we can pull it all together.
5 minutes with the falafels. So gosh, we
Perfect.
did good.
We
Yeah,
did it
yeah.
great.
So I will put this in a clean bowl.
And as she's doing that, I'm just gonna, I was gonna say this at the end, and I'll remind everyone, our class next month is the last one of the year. So we're hoping you're gonna join us for making some really good, I think are some healthy, great sides, savory and sweet. The class was originally scheduled on the 13th. We're going to be moving it to the 20th of November. I'll remind you at the end as she's preparing this, but we're going to do it the 20th of November, the week before Thanksgiving. So hopefully you'll get some ideas and that you can join us. Okay, look at that. And if you have any questions, feel free to chat them in. I'll go over that at the end, but I did want to put it out there since we have lots of regulars in the class. Just I'll make a note here. And if you guys have ideas what you want for 2026, you can always chat them in or start thinking about them and give them to us in next month's class as well. Because we love to challenge you, Chef Alyssa. We always throw something at you and say, hey, what about this idea?
Yeah, expand our horizons, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, we've got 2 in the oven finishing up. I can do, this is the way I like to eat I like to do it with cucumbers,
Beautiful. And
just
just
like a
Margot,
little.
so we just saw this. If you guys can't make the class, just anyone who is registered in this class, you get the recipes, and once class is done, you will get the link for the video afterwards. So you should get that in your email if you're with us. If you can't join us, you will still get the class. That looks so good, Chef Alyssa. Mm.
Oh, so I'll pull out the other ones before class ends. Make a little plate to get a little meal. Yeah, I'll show you this. This is how it comes. You can request it, but see, it's perfect. It's just like a little
Yeah.
bag
I
of,
bet you
you
we could
know,
ask our grocer, when they
mhm,
put it together, just say, can you make a smaller bag? I don't need this big of a bunch. They're
yeah,
usually really good about that, especially I know at
mhm,
Foodland they do that here.
yeah. And this is, there used to be an R Fields. I don't know if you guys have R Fields on your, but at a couple of stores, they would have this like R Field, which is like a specialty kind of department. They'd have wines and pastas and sauces. So they still kind of incorporated the R Fields and several of the Foodlands. But this was from that department.
We're making you get your steps today, Chef Alyssa, back and forth from your kitchen, but I'm sure you're used to it.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring out the hot, hot,
Okay.
hot, hot. Hold on.
Yeah. Don't burn anything. No, safe cooking.
There.
Everyone's excited, waiting here, going, how's it going to come out?
I lost my spatula. Oh,
The small one, there you go. Did you find it?
oh.
They look great. They'd be good on their own, be good in a pita, be good on a salad. Look at
Yeah,
all these.
really nice. Soft pita bread. Okay, got that.
All right, I got to get back to the chickpea, Alyssa.
Yeah, come in.
I mean, for me, I've got so many cans in there, and then I went to my other beans that I was using, and you kind of leave it behind, and I feel like the chickpeas got its place. Hope you guys are feeling motivated. Are these something you feel like you might be willing and to try and make? Does it feel like it's doable for you?
All right, got the tofu.
Perfect. And definitely, you guys, if you make this, if you come and join us in the next class, let us know how it went. If you've tried any of these recipes, how it goes for you. Look at that. I mean, this looks like a potluck I'd want to go to. Look at all these different things for lunch, dinner, anything. But the thing that's nice is you make it and then you have it. And what we're really hoping is that you see with a little bit of cooking, might avoid that quick fast food because you didn't have anything available. And this really helps keep us on track and keeps us healthy eating. Glad to hear it. People are going to give this a try.
All right, well, thank you very much. Those. Does anybody have any questions about these
Yeah.
3 dishes?
Any questions? And then I'm going to bring up one more time about our PowerPoint, but I want to definitely get a picture of these so we can add it in. Hopefully everyone can feel ready. Glad we appreciate all your knowledge, everything that you um, share with us, Chef Alyssa. You make it look
Thank you.
easy.
Thank
I
you so
am
much.
going to just put up, let's see if I can do it, just put the PowerPoint back up. And again, you know, we do our last class of the year is next. Let's see, let me go back to where we were, is next month. And then that is it for our, let me just move forward. I usually have Heather doing this, but let's get, oh, maybe I grabbed the wrong one. Oh, let me go back. Sorry, you guys. See, when Heather leaves us, I have I have a hard
That
time
looks
doing
good.
them. I know, didn't it look good? She's like
I'm
getting
like,
a,
what was that? Let's do it.
let's do it again. Let's try again. So again, as we're just finishing up, as we're finishing where we were at, I do want to just say, have a good time with your cooking. Enjoy the recipes that you do. I might not have the PowerPoint that we need. I think I have an old one here. So just so you remember, I'm just going to take this off. Next class is going to be on the third Thursday because Thanksgiving is our fourth Thursday of the month, and we know everyone's going to be busy and happy cooking. So we'll be doing savory and sweet sides, and it's going to be on the 20th of November. So I hope that you can
Great.
join us. If you have any questions or if you need anything, I'm going to put our phone number also in the chat, the number for our health education department if you need to register or want to change anything. But we look forward to seeing you next month. And Alyssa, thank you so much as
Thank
always
you.
for giving us such inspiration, making things look delicious, and making us hungry for dinner every time.
Yay. Thank
So,
you. Thank you so much. It was
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Have a great evening. And you did it with 3 minutes to spare. So I don't
Yay.
know how you do it, but you make it happen. So. All right, and we'll stay on the line for a couple of minutes. If anyone has any questions, you have Chef Alyssa right there. Otherwise, happy cooking. And yes, they're all saying thanks. Great. Tried the
Thank
black bean
you.
brownies from a previous class and it was so delicious. I've made it
Yay.
multiple times. It's a keeper. So there,
Yay.
thanks. I'm glad to hear that, Joyce. Yeah, you give us things. When you made the pudding with avocado, I was like
Oh.
sold. Who knew? Who knew? So
Mm.
yeah, that's a little teaser for next time. I know we'll have some healthy, sweet sides for
Mhm.
our holiday meals. All right. And for you, Chef, anytime you want to leave, you can exit out too. Everyone's
Okay.
saying thank you. We might have one
Thank you.
more.
Thank you.
Everyone's, yeah, thanks. Have a great night. Enjoy. Heather and I are going to have to in 2026 find a way that we come over there and do the class together so we can really enjoy this. That would be really a great way to do it. That's
That would be a treat.
my
Yeah.
goal. Yeah. Yep, got
Great.
another. Can't wait to make these. So great.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, you guys have a great night. Thanks for joining us. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.